Okay, hey y'all. This is part two of my video. And I'm a little tipsy right now, so don't mind me. So, I'm gonna skip a part of my life with a guy that I was fucking with, didn't work, boom, bam. So I'm gonna skip to 2019, summer of 2019, okay? So this is going to show y'all how I caught my case and things of that nature. Okay, so one thing I want to say before all these videos, like, I really don't give a fuck how y'all feel about me. I don't give no fuck how y'all look at me. I don't give no fuck if y'all judge me for this shit. I really don't give no fuck. But one thing that I want to make clear is that for you niggas that's looking for an opportunity to prey on somebody because you think they're weak, I'm not the one. Period. My story is not here for y'all to feel sorry for me or y'all to be like, oh, boo hoo hoo, Layla, woo. I don't give no fuck about none of that shit. I don't. My story is to help other young girls that's been through what I've been through and to let my followers and my people that support me know certain shit that I fucking been through, because I want to tell my story and I think that it will really help me in becoming a better person. So, boom. We on this next story. So, we got what y'all don't know. I'm brief it up. I started stripping. I was fucking with my ex when I was 19. It was abusive. It was toxic. I started stripping to get away from that. And yeah, boom, period. So we're going to fast forward to 2019. I met this guy. I ain't going to say his name. We're going to call him Mac. Okay? Now, Mac, we hit it off at the jump. He a Virgo, I'm an Aries. We hit it off. He was cool as fuck, and I vibe with him, and I really fuck with him, and yeah, like, I really like dude or whatever. But the whole time, what I didn't know is that it was periods of time where he didn't talk to me like weeks, and that was because he was fucking with his ex that he had been dealing with for some time. He was fucking back with her, and I didn't know about it. And I went through some shit where the bitch was harassing me. I ain't even gonna call her the bitch because it's really not her fault, because this nigga was leading her on as well. And she didn't know about me as much as I didn't know about her. And this man was messing with her, and I didn't know about it. And I'm thinking I'm in a relationship with him. He told me he loved me, all this good shit, right? But he was still fucking with her. And she was harassing me on Facebook, you know, making statuses about me, you know, posting shit about me. And I felt some type of way because it was like, I don't even know you. And you want to beef with me over a nigga that's dogging the fuck out of me and making me look stupid and making me feel worthless as fuck about myself. Like I haven't felt that way my whole life. You feel me? And she was messaging me like, you so thirsty for somebody to love you and woo woo woo. And what she don't understand is she come from a background of people that love her. I came from a background of nothing but hate and nothing but torment and torture. And so what I didn't understand was why she wanted to come for me. And why you didn't want to come for this nigga, because he dogging both of us. And for two, I never had a problem with you. I don't know, didn't know who she was at the time until she messaged me. And it was hurtful because it was like, gee, like, this nigga putting me through hell. And it's like, now you coming and making statuses and posting shit about me, and like, You ain't even hear my side of the story. You know what I'm saying? And that hurt. That hurt me. That hurt me because I never wanted to be into it with her because I didn't know who she was. And it hurt me because she was making statuses about me. And it hurt me because he ended up leaving me for her. You know, so that shit, it really hurt me. And then for her to say you so thirsty for somebody to love you, but what she didn't understand about me is that my whole life I've been treated like shit. My whole life I've been told that I was nothing, I would never be shit, I wasn't important, I want to give you away back to DC. My whole life I was told I wasn't wanted. And why wouldn't I want to feel love from somebody that I'm supposed to be in a relationship with? You know what I'm saying? And she made a joke of it, and it really hurt. It really hurt me. But I saw her recently, and I spoke to her, but she didn't speak to me. But it's cool. I'm not tripping over it. I just wanted her to see my hurt and understand my hurt from this fucking nigga who hurt us both. He played both sides. He didn't tell me about you and he didn't tell you about me. And he played both sides. In my mind and in what me and him had going on, we were together. It wasn't that he was with her and he was cheating on her with me. It wasn't like that. It was he was fucking with me and he was cheating on me with her. You see what I'm saying? So she made a lot of posts about me, and I told y'all it's no filter. So that shit hurt. It hurt my feelings because it was like, damn, who is this? And it's like, damn, why is she coming for me? I never did nothing to her. And it's like, I'm hurt just as much as you hurt. So what the fuck? Like, you could have inboxed me and you could have asked me like what's going on with you and him and woo, and I'm such a real bitch, I would have kept that shit raw and funky with you. But it wasn't like that, and I understand why it wasn't, because he was probably dogging her or leading her on too, so it probably hurt her as well. But I just felt some type of way because she came for me and I never came for her. And she seen that I was hurt and she seen that I was broken by this person. And I was broken by this person down to the core. And I'm going to tell y'all why. We was fucking with each other. It was all cool. He just made me feel like I was the one. He made me feel like I was special. It was just all great. It was just a fairy tale, really. I had no idea about her until she messaged me on Facebook. I'm like, what the fuck? And it would be times he wouldn't text me for a week straight, but it was because he was with her. And I was hurt by that because it was like, why lead me on and why lie to me and make it seem like you really care for me, you really love me when you really don't. So his birthday was coming up and I wanted to do something very special for him. I wanted to show him that I really fuck with him and that I was riding with him. You feel me? And my impression was that he was used to bitches using him for what he had. And I wanted to show him that I was a bitch that was about my shit and that I was going to step for my man. And at the same time, in the summertime I was fucking with him, I started EMT school August 28th. And I was like, look, I'm fuck with you. I'm a hustle to get this money, to show you that I fuck with you. I'm chasing my career and I'm chasing my goals. And I want you to see that I have a bigger vision and that I want to save lives. Like, as I told y'all in the last video, I wanted to do Marine Corps because I want to save lives. That didn't work out. I always had in the back of my head is firefighter because I never wanted to be police. And yeah, I was like, I'm gonna be firefighter. And the quickest way into the fire academy is getting your emergency medical technician license because they don't choose names based off who you know anymore. They choose people off lottery, so it's random as fuck. It's a random roll of the dice, pick a motherfucker just at random. So my backdoor in was EMT, and I was gonna be an EMT and then go to school for a whole year for a paramedic. That would have been my gateway into the fire department, which is my sole goal, and I'm still want to work towards that because I want to save lives, and that's just my passion. That's just something that I really want to do. Like, I really want to save lives. And I'm talking about like physically, like running into a burning building or going into a big car wreck and breaking you out with the jaws of life, like, and saving you, literally saving somebody. Like, that was my goal, and I accomplished it. And that's what I wanted to do with my life. And this has been a goal since I was a kid to save lives during Marine Corps or fire department. But this is how everything went left. There were some guys that I knew, and they were doing fraudulent shit. I can't really speak all too much about it because my case is ongoing, and I get sentenced on May 5th. I was young, I was dumb, I was trying to get some money because I was a broke college student, and I fucked up. It caught up to me. But what happened was the people that I was with got caught, and I didn't. But I called my guy. We're gonna call him Mac. I called him at the time, and I'm like, I'm stuck out here. Woo woo woo. Can you help me get back? He said, He said, I'm going to come out there and get you, because his birthday was on the 9th, September 9th, September 8th, whatever. He said, we just gonna drive to New York. But he was like, I really don't want to spend that much money on the gas because he has an expensive car that takes expensive gas. And it was just like, I had to scrounge up the money to get a train ticket back to Chicago. And he didn't help me get that money. I slept outside on the street with bums in the parking lot. And he didn't help me get the money to get back, nor did he even attempt to come and get me from where I'm at. And the whole reason that I went on the trip was to get some money so I could fucking go all out for his birthday. You feel me? And, I didn't think nothing about it because I had somebody else send the money through to give me the bus ticket back. I got back. I'm still in school at this time. Everybody else locked up. I really don't know what's going on with them. I just went back to my regular life. And this will be September sometime. September 4th to be exact. During this time period, I ended up pregnant by him in the month of October. And he didn't want to keep the baby. He screamed at me and yelled at me like, why you want to keep the baby? I'm not ready for a baby. You're not ready for a baby. I know I'm not ready for a baby because I'm in EMT school, but I let him convince me that it would be the best thing to do, because how am I going to raise a child in this environment where I'm not mentally stable, I'm not financially stable, my career is not stable, and this nigga don't want me and he don't want no baby? So it's like I was stuck in the place where it was like, what am I supposed to do, So I chose to get rid of my baby. And when I chose to get the abortion, he acted cool with me. He acted like he was my friend, like he was fucking with me, like it was all good. He was going to be there for me. I stayed at his house for 2 days. He was thirsty for me to hurry up and take the pills because I was very early in my pregnancy. I took the pills, and the whole time that I was suffering, expelling the pregnancy, because the pills make you miscarry. So I'm feeling the life being killed and pushed out of my body, and I'm feeling all this pain, and it really hurt worse because this was a person that I cared about, and this was a person that I really truly loved, and I didn't want to get rid of my baby because I felt that the baby would make me go harder. But at the same time, the shit that I've been through in my life, I did not want to put that on my child, and I wasn't ready, and I didn't want to bring a child into this world that didn't have both parents loving each other and loving them. I didn't want to be part of a broken family. I didn't want that for my child, and I didn't want my child to grow up with their father not wanting them or not being wanted, because that's how I grew up, not being wanted and not being loved. And I didn't want that for my child, and I didn't want my child to end up in DCFS, or I didn't want my child to end up being taken from me. I didn't want that for my baby. And so I made the very hard decision to get rid of it, as he convinced me to get rid of it. So I stayed at his house for 2 days while the abortion was going on, and then he made up a lie and said that his baby mama was coming over and he wasn't ready for me to meet her yet, and he wanted me to leave the house because he's dropping his daughter off. So I left. I packed my stuff and I left. And I didn't hear from him after that. So it was like he played the role with me, and he played the role with me to get the abortion, and then after I got the abortion, it was just throw me in the trash. And he got back with his ex-girlfriend. And it really hurted me, because I was in college at this time. I was struggling because I was depressed from what he was putting me through. And my main goal was, I have to get my EMT license. Like, this is my only way out. Like, this is it. Like, this is my way out. And I told you in September that I did the fraudulent shit. I can't speak on it because my case is ongoing. So he cut me off. He didn't return my text. I was blowing his line up, and I'm not gonna admit that I was toxic, and I know what it's like for someone to blow your line up and accuse you of doing shit and just blow your line up. I understand that could have been stressful for him, but the fact that I was carrying his baby and that he didn't care really hurt me deeply, because I'm not going to lie, I did want to keep my child. I did want to keep my baby, but I didn't want to put that baby through pain and heartache and sorrow. I didn't want to put my baby through that. So I made that decision. But it's fucked up because he knew that I was going out there to do what I did. So I gave some money for his birthday, and he was like, and he texted me like, shit, I'm riding for you. You did all that just for my birthday. I'm riding for you. But it was all a fucking lie, G. It was all a fucking lie. It was just lies and lies and lies. So I'm pregnant. Halfway through EMT school, I'm struggling, and I'm dealing with his ex-girlfriend, saying bad things about me and just, saying bad things, but she wasn't understanding that the pain that I fucking went through with this man, this nigga. The pain that I went through with this nigga. So I believe I got the abortion around October of 2019. We broke up. I was miserable. I was fighting through college. I was struggling very hard, but I pushed. And I pushed and I pushed and I pushed. So I'm like, this is my only way out. This is my only way out of this life. This is my only way out of this pain. And being my friend that I was staying with got into it, and she put me out on the street. I had to stay with someone else. And when she put me out, I was broke. I was fucked up. I've been in college. I don't have no money. I'm a full-time student. So I was struggling. I couldn't pay my phone bill. So I called my sister Shannon, the girl that I went on a run with when I told you about the 3 shades, Kyra, Shannon, and me, Shalayla, who ran from the group home. And I told you that I still call them sister. Well, Shannon, I called her. She's always been a big, huge support for me. I called her and she paid my phone bill for me. And it's really fucked up because she ended up dying. And I didn't know for a couple of days till my brother that was also in the foster home called me. He was like, yeah, you know your girl died. And I'm like, who? And he's like, Shannon. And I'm like, you're lying. I just talked to her. Like, I literally just talked to her. Like, she just paid my phone bill. Like, I literally just talked to her. But she ended up dying. And everyone was blaming her boyfriend, saying he killed her. But she overdosed on heroin. And going through a breakup and going through my friend putting me out, and then the only person that helped me and that was supporting me and that was there for me during that harsh time was her. For her to die 3 days later, it really broke me down. And when she died, it was probably a couple of days before I had to take my licensing exam for my National Emergency Medical Technician exam, which she told me, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, sis. And when I took the exam, the exam that I took was the day after her funeral. So I'm sorry. I get emotional when I talk about her. I had to see her. I had to see her in a casket. And it really, really hurt me because I didn't know that she was going through what she was going through. I didn't know that she was doing heroin. And I feel so selfish because when we were on run, she went through a lot. When we were on run, she was raped by somebody. And it fucked her up for life. She ended up going back to the residential that we was at. And this guy named Scott, I was on a victims unit, and there was this man named Scott who was a ex-Marine. He was very big. He literally snapped this part of her arm in half. And she was fucked up, for she had screws in her arms for that. And I felt so bad for her because I wish that I could have been a better friend in those streets, but we were all so lost and so broken that there was nothing that we could do. And I had no idea that she was addicted to heroin. And she overdosed, and her boyfriend called the police because he found her in the hotel room, not responsive. And she had just had a baby. And her baby meant the world to her. And she was so giving. She was so giving. You would never know she was going through because she would be such a great support. She would be such a great support. And it really broke me. It broke me down because it's like I had lost everything before that. I lost my boyfriend. I had lost my child. I had lost my best friend. And now I had lost my sister. And I just talked to her 3 days ago. I wasn't understanding, like no. And then it was just like people saying her boyfriend killed her and all types of shit. But autopsy results and surveillance footage proved otherwise, that she overdosed. And it really hurt. It hurt me so bad. And it really hurts me now to this day because I never really talked about it. And she was so beautiful and so full of life and just so funny, man. She would just have me dying laughing. Like, she was hilarious. And it really hurts me that her life was taken away so young, and her daughter will never have a memory of her because she was so young. And I think that seeing her in the casket really broke me down to pieces. And seeing her casket lowered into the ground was a lot to take. Who is it? And now on the guest show, Angelique.
Hi. Oh my gosh, my hair look horrible.
You're fine. But yeah, I was just talking about Shannon and her death and how it affected me. It made me very sad.
Yeah.
Because she was so young. And it sucks because she left her daughter behind. And her daughter was her pride of joy. I'm crying, sad. But her daughter was her pride of joy, and she lost her life from messing with the wrong crowd of people. So yeah, that super fucking sucked. And meanwhile, I'm going through all this while dealing with a breakup and getting rid of my baby, and the nigga not giving a fuck. And I failed my EMT test that next day because it was the day after her funeral. I had to take it. I failed it. I failed it the first time. But the second time, I kept telling myself that I had to pass my class because it was I had to pass my licensing exam because I passed the class. I had to pass my class because it was all that I had, and it was what Shannon would want me to do. And I failed the first time, and I used my resources with firefighters in the city of Chicago that helped me to pass my EMT licensing exam, which I passed the second time with flying colors, which was my proudest accomplishment because I had went through so much in the past 6 months that I honestly did not know how I even made it that far. It was just crazy that I even did it. But like I said, my friend that I was staying with put me out 3 days before my sister's death, and which would have been 4 days before my licensing exam. And I was struggling with that, and I had stayed with a friend who ended up starting a fight with me the day that I was supposed to start my first day as an emergency medical technician. And because of that person, I ended up getting into an altercation, which ended up to him calling the police, which ended up to me going to jail that same day because I had a warrant for my arrest by the Secret Service for the fraudulent things, the fraudulent shit that I did, which I can't really speak of because my case is still ongoing. And so I was hurt because I had worked so hard. I had shed so many fucking tears. And I studied so fucking hard to get that license, and you guys don't understand how hard it was. Like, sorry. I studied so very hard to get that license, and for it to all be snatched away from me, like, was fucking terrible. I ended up spending a night in prison, not jail, but federal prison, just a night. I bonded out because I've never been in trouble in my life. So I bonded out, and I'm still out on bond. This was last year around this time. I'm still out on bond, and my sentencing date is May 5th. Now, I wasn't stripping while I was in school because I was very goal driven in what I wanted to do. But I let my love for a nigga who had no love for me ruin that opportunity for me. And I missed my very first day as an EMT, and it hurt me so bad because y'all don't understand. You really don't understand, like, to go through that, nigga treating you like shit and cheating on you or whatever, just to end up pregnant by him and him convincing you to get an abortion, and then when I got the abortion, he told me to, you can come be in my house, come be with me. Like, it was all fine and dandy, but the second day after the abortion, it's like he only wanted me there. He only wanted me there to make sure that I went through with it. And it took a toll not on me mentally, but physically, having to lose my child by someone that I loved, you know? It was, oh my gosh, it was so tough. I can't even imagine, I can't even explain the way that I was feeling. And to go through all that and pass a nationally registered emergency medical technician license test, that test wasn't easy, trust me. And to deal with the death of someone that I cared deeply about. And Shannon cared so much about other people that she wouldn't even tell you what was going on with her because she was so concerned on what was going on with you and being there for you. And I wasn't there for her enough when we were runaways because I didn't know any better. And I let people get in my head, and she ended up getting really fucked over. And that hurts worse. I told her what was going on, and I couldn't pay my phone bill, and she paid it 3 days before. And that was the last time I talked to her. And she was saying, you know, I got you. Don't worry. Keep your head up. Keep going to school. And it really hurt me. It really hurt me to see her buried. It really hurt me to see her buried in the dirt. And to see the staff from the group home there. And it was such a cold day outside. It was so cold. And to see her daughter, who wasn't even 1 year old, she didn't even know what was going on. And her mom loved her so much. It hurts me. It hurts me to this day when I think about her, because she didn't deserve to die. She didn't deserve what happened to her. She should still be here today with her daughter, who she loved so much. But being so fucked up from the shit that happened in the system, I believe that is why she ended up doing heroin. And I had no idea she was doing heroin. No idea. And it's really heartbreaking, and it was probably the most painful experience that I really went through, because she was just so uplifting to me in my dark times. And I was so sad about my dark times that I didn't even ask her what she was going through. And I feel so selfish. but caught a case trying to prove to someone that I love them when they couldn't even prove to me that they love me. And I lost life. You know, it's not easy to just get an abortion or get rid of a child, especially from someone that you cared about and that you loved. And making that decision to, you know, I wasn't ready for a child either, but it was really fucked up for me. I got my EMT license, got into it with a friend, I got into an altercation the day that I was supposed to start my job, which I believe was done on purpose because they were feeling some type of way about me starting a new journey. They ran my name, had a warrant by the Secret Service. I was arrested. I was put in shackles and handcuffs, and I was in prison for a night. And I got out the next day, but my life was over with. Everything that I had worked so hard for, that I had prayed about, that I spent many nights crying about because I wanted it so bad, was gone because I wanted to show someone that I love them instead of showing myself that I love me. And that nigga hasn't helped me pay for a lawyer. That nigga didn't help me get back to Chicago. When I got back to Chicago, he didn't fuck with me. He didn't even pick me up. Someone else picked me up. And what was so fucked up about the situation is that even after all that, I still came up on some money. And I still did the most for his birthday. I bought $40 worth of balloons. I bought a $150 vape. I had over an ounce of exotic weed. And I bought a cake and a card. And he didn't even show up to pick it up. He didn't even, come pick up this present. I had to force it on him. And that really hurt because I really wanted him to know that I fucked with him the long way, and he really didn't care. And I lost everything. I can't work as an EMT because of my case ongoing. I lost a child, which I chose to get rid of, which wasn't easy and it was painful. Sitting there on the toilet, watching the blood and, the baby, feeling it being ripped, feeling my baby being ripped from inside of me. It really hurt me because it just really hurt, and I can't explain the feeling because it was still a choice that I made. But it is a choice that I regret because when I lost that child, I also lost a part of me. And it hurt. And it still hurts. And I still haven't forgiven him for that pain that he caused on me. And it's like I lost all this fucking with someone, including my career, trying to prove my love when I shouldn't have had to do all that in the first place, because I felt like I was a bum. I felt like I wasn't working. His birthday was coming up, and I just wanted to be that female to show him, like, I fuck with you, like, and it just ended up breaking me even more. And I don't think that I have been the same ever since. I haven't been the same ever since, because my whole life I was unwanted. I was given away. I was told that I wasn't wanted and given away again and again and again. And he played me like he was going to be with me, but he just wanted to make sure that I got rid of the baby. And that happened about a year and some months ago, and I haven't healed from it, and I'm still hurting from it. And I lost so much. I lost so much. And to be here today and to make this video about it is crazy, because I've always wanted to, but I just didn't want to put people so much into my business. But I really don't care, because the truth will be told. And it hurts me also because, like I said, that girl, she had no idea what was going on. She had no idea what I was going through. And she blasted me on Facebook and embarrassed me completely. And all I wanted was love. All I wanted was love, and all I wanted was to be appreciated, and that was it. And it wasn't enough. My loyalty wasn't enough. I tried my best. I cooked. I'm not the best cleaner, I will admit, but I attempted, and it wasn't enough for this person. And I am still holding on to that hurt, because it's very fresh and it's very recent to me. And I have become this person that is evil and that says things bad out of anger, because I have been so hurt by everyone around me, and I have felt unloved and unwanted. My self-esteem has never been high, and I have experienced colorism because I am light-skinned, and darker women feel that I think I am superior to them, and I don't feel that way at all, because my self-esteem is very low, because I don't feel that I'm beautiful. And no matter how many people tell me that I am, I don't feel that way, because I am so used to people using me for my body and not appreciating my mind and my goals and my dreams. And it's hard today because I haven't forgiven those people. And the one person who hurt me very bad, which would be my adopted mother, I never was able to express to her the pain that she caused to me, or my foster parents. And I reached out to them and told them, what I went through. And all they had to say was, we want it better for you. But that was not the case, because if y'all wanted better for me, y'all would have treated me with love. And y'all would have tried to work through the trauma that I had been through. I've literally came from 13 years of abuse, of someone telling me that they didn't want me and that I was a mistake and that they shouldn't have adopted me and that I wouldn't be shit but like my prostitute mother, and beating me and locking me in basements, dragging me by my hair, cutting my hair off. I struggle every day because I don't feel that I am good enough. I don't feel that I am pretty enough. I don't like my body. And I just am hurt and broken. And I have been broken most of my life. And I hate that I'm crying on this video, but this is just how I feel. Because most of my life has been a hellhole, and me trying to climb out of it. And yeah, my advice to anyone else is to focus on yourself and not focus on these men, because they will drain you of every ounce of goodness that you have left in you till you are nothing more but empty. And I am empty, and I'm hurting, and I'm not making this video for sympathy or none of that. It was this point of this video is to show you that through all these struggles and all these hardships, I still came out with my EMT license. I still completed it, and I'm nationally registered, and I'm still registered to this day. But I'm not working because of my case. And if I get a felony, then I might have to kiss my license goodbye. And I really don't know what I'm going to do after that, because I don't want to strip forever. I want to save lives. I want to be a paramedic. And I want to be a firefighter. And I worked very hard for that. And it was all taken away because of my dumb actions, being head over heels for somebody who wouldn't even put their heels over their head for me. And this last 12 months have been the hardest because now I have a car, I have a crib, I'm finna move, and I am trying to be a woman. And it's hard to be a woman when no one showed you how to be a woman. And they only beat you down for who you were. So I struggle a lot within myself. And I struggle a lot with self-love. And a lot of you see me and I'm always smiling and I'm always, cracking a joke or, making people laugh. But deep down inside, I am broken. And I am depressed. And I'm trying to dig myself out the sunken place. And it's very hard. And I'm not mad. Sorry. I'm not mad at anyone because these were decisions that I made. I do wish that I was able to have a mother in my life to teach me how to be a woman. And I wish that I had my family in my life. And I wish they would have saved me when they knew that I was being abused. But they didn't. And they sat for years across the street while I was being abused. And they didn't save me, and they could have saved me. They could have helped me so much. They didn't. And all I needed was love. I was just a child. I didn't deserve the way I was misused and mistreated. I didn't deserve it. And so many people sat by while it happened to me and they did absolutely nothing. But they say life goes on and you have to forgive. But it is very hard to forgive when I am still struggling to be an adult and to be a lady and to be a woman and take care of myself. I struggle. So, yeah. But it is all a learning experience, and hopefully one day I can forgive those people so that I can move on with my life. But it will be a continuous struggle, and it will take a lot of therapy. And I am willing to do therapy to save my mental health because I do feel that it is deteriorating. And people say, oh, don't put your business on social media, or oh, people are just gonna see this and they're gonna take advantage of you. But I'm built for it tough. I'm built to last. I've been through so much worse. And I will not ever let any nigga play with my emotions just because what I have been through. Because what happens is we build trauma bonds with people by telling them the things that we have been through. And we build trauma bonds because they've been through trauma, you've been through trauma, so you bond with each other because you've been through trauma. But it never works out because neither one of you have seek professional help or found spiritual guidance to get you through that trauma. So you're just bringing all that baggage and all that hurt and intertwining it with each other, and it just makes it 10 times worse. But I'm done crying for tonight, and I think I'm going to end this video now. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say, and I'm a drink to that.